listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. James 1:22.
James 1:22. Do not merely listen to the word and deceive yourself. Do what it says. James 1:22. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. James 1:22. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourself. Do what it says. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourself. Do what it says. James 1:22. James chapter 1 verse 22. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourself. Do what it says. James 1:22. Do not really listen to the word and so deceive yourself. Do what it says.
Welcome kids, it's Stuart here again at Bromley Town Church. Let's get this out of the way. Those of you that participated last month on your memory verse, I have here, ta-da! Look at that, we have one prize and we have a second runner-up prize. So I'm going to draw all of those that participated. Look, I'm rattling it here, so we're live. We're going to pick the runner-up first, and it was Audrey. So Audrey receives this gift, and we're picking the winner. Oh, look at this. And it's Max. So Max gets the prize. And again, guys, we've got a new memory verse, right, for this month, and we'll go through that once we've welcomed Jan. She's going to come to you now, and she's going to bring the teachings of Jesus Christ and the things that he did when he walked on this earth. And I'll catch you up later, guys.
Good morning, children, and thank you so much for joining me this morning. And we're starting our new series, and we're going to be talking about the miracles of Jesus. Now, before we start, I thought we'd have a little game together. Have you all heard of Transformers? So Transformers are in those films where you get like a big truck and it suddenly turns into this amazing big robot that saves the world. I've got some things here that I want you to look at and see whether you can name them as to what they transform into. All right, so let's start off with this one. Does anybody know what that one is? Now that's Optimus Prime, apparently, and he turns into, or he's a truck that turns into this Optimus Prime. So he was a truck and he turns into this incredible robot. Okay, so now you've got the idea. What about this one? Can you see what that is? If I turn it around that way maybe? Yes, it's a caterpillar. And a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. Well done. What about this one here? Does anybody know what that is? Yes, that's a tadpole. And what does the tadpole turn into? A frog. Absolutely. Oh, what about this one here? It's been half term, hasn't it? You might be making some of this yourself. That's a batter. And that's a cake batter that will turn, if you put it into the oven, into hopefully a yummy cake. Oh, what about this one here? That's an easy one. The baby, yes, turns into an adult. Oh, that's another Disney one for you. You know who that is? That's the Beast, isn't it? And he turns into the prince in Beauty and the Beast. This is a bit smaller, and this is another amazing thing. So can you see those seeds? Now you plant the seeds in the soil and they can grow into trees, can't they, or plants? Well done. Last one. What's that? Yes, that's an egg. And an egg can turn into a bird. So well done, everybody. So that's all the transforming things that can happen. So it's not just those big transformers, it's lots of things in nature as well that transform, like the seeds into a tree. Sometimes these are gradual. If anything happened that quick, transforming that quickly into something else that quick, that's more of a miracle, isn't it? That's not the normal thing that happened. So this morning we're going to be looking at the miracles in the Bible, that miracle happened that quickly. So if you remember from Moses back in the Old Testament, do you remember when he was trying to get the people to come out of Egypt? He went to Pharaoh, and through God showed him how to turn the water in Egypt into blood. Well, we're going to go to the New Testament and we're looking at Jesus' miracles, and we're going to be talking about a wedding. And there was an amazing miracle here. Now, I love a wedding, and I went to a wedding only a few weeks ago. My niece got married and it was so exciting, and we all dressed up, we had new clothes, we had lovely food all day long, we had lovely wine and drinks and dancing, and it was great. Now in Jesus' time, he got invited to a wedding as well. And it was one of his mother's friends, and Jesus was there with his disciples, his friends, and his mum was there, and they had such a lovely celebration. Now in those days, their celebrations went on for hours, and it was very important that the parents of the bride had a good feast and showed how much they loved their daughter, and how important they were by how much they really looked after their guests. Anyway, the wedding was a great success. They were having fun, they were enjoying the food. Jesus loved being with his friends. And then Jesus was chatting to his friends, and he looked across and he saw his mother with the mother of the bride, and they were both chatting very, very seriously, and both looked really, really worried. And Jesus' mother looked round and she saw Jesus. She grabbed a couple of servants and she went over to him and she said, "Jesus, something terrible's happened. The wine has run out." Oh, that was terrible news, because the party would have completely flopped. So she looked at Jesus and she said, "Jesus, there's no wine. Please, can you help?" And he looked at her and he said, "Woman, this isn't my time yet." And he meant that his miracles weren't really starting at that point. But he looked at her and she looked at him and she looked at the servants, and she said to them, "Do whatever he says." So it's very quiet. It wasn't in front of everybody. There was just the servants and his disciples and his mum. So he looked at the servants and he said, "Right, go and get me some jugs of water." Well, in those days they had massive great urns full of water. So they got the water, they filled it up, and then Jesus looked at it and he said, "Right, take that water please and pour it into the jugs." And as they poured the water into the jugs, they looked amazed. Look what happened. The water, which was all in the jugs, turned to wine. So he said quietly, "Go and take it out to the father of the bride, who's organising the wedding." The father of the groom, who was by now like, "I need some more wine. Where's the wine? This is terrible. We haven't got any wine left." They went up and they said, "Sir, here's some more wine." Took it, had a drink. This is the best wine. This is very unusual, because usually at a wedding you give everybody the good wine first and they all go, "How fantastic this is," and then you bring out the ropey stuff later. But you have saved the best wine till last. Cheers everybody. And the party was a great success. Now Jesus did keep that quiet because it wasn't quite his time to be showing amazing miracles to the whole of the world. But his disciples, it was really for them. They looked and they thought, this is amazing. Jesus created something from nothing, water to wine. God is creator. And what Jesus was showing is that God, at the very beginning in Genesis, was the Word. And through the Word, he created the world, didn't he? Life, humans, light and dark. Jesus now was showing that he was God because he also created nothing, the water, into wine. And so the disciples were amazed and they could see that Jesus was creator God as well. So it was a really good start of their journey with Jesus to see that he could perform miracles, that he was God. If we put our trust in Jesus and we obey him, then we too are going to see miracles done, that God is able to do more than we could ask or imagine. And that's one of our memory verses in Ephesians chapter 3 verse 2 onwards. God is able to do more than we can ever imagine. So let's put our trust in Jesus, shall we? Let's remember this amazing miracle of this fun time of the wedding where Jesus stepped in and showed that he was God. So thank you for joining me today. I just hope you have a brilliant half term. I think you've got a few more days, or you've had a lovely week, and this is your lovely weekend to remember all that you've done. And remember that these miracles of Jesus, they're all in the Bible for you to read. And thank you for joining me today. God bless you all, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.
Welcome back, guys. We're going to look at the memory verse that Jan covered. Here we're going to open up the Bible. And the memory verse for this teaching we've got here is, God is able to do far more than we could ever ask for or imagine. Wow, or imagine. And that's Ephesians 3:20. Can you wow, imagine. Greater than we could imagine. So we're now going to go to the worship song, See the Light.
Come on everyone, put your hands together, join with us, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Arise my soul, arise my soul, remember this, he took my sin and he bore
Wow, wasn't that a good time of worship, right? Now to remember, Jan taught us this morning about, Jesus when he turned water to wine, a miracle. And next week we're going to learn more and more. And each week that unfolds, we'll learn about the things that Jesus did. So look forward to seeing you later, guys. Bye.